My name is Micah Blank and I create jewelry. I make all of my jewelry in the old post office in downtown Reno in the basement. I got started in jewelry because I wanted to wear jewelry and I couldn't ever find jewelry that I liked, so I decided that I had to make my own jewelry. I really like gold jewelry, but I like it to be particular and kind of look a certain way. I like signet style rings and I like kind of bigger, heavier pieces. I like to use a lot of diamonds and 18 karat gold. I would consider it to be more of a fine jewelry, but I also like it to be just very basic and kind of minimalist and simplistic. I make necklaces, bracelets, earrings, rings. I really like to make engagement rings. I love diamonds, so when people want like an engagement ring, I get excited because it's just like a statement piece and I love it. Usually I start with the stone, so I'm building a design around a center stone. So depending on the shape, I kind of create, the lines of it, and so it's going to kind of fit with the shape of the stone. When I sit down to create a piece of metal, I usually melt the metal in some kind of a crucible or just a form so that I can get a basic shape of the melted metal. And then from there I will draw it into wire or hammer it into a shape that I need. I really like working with the metal. It's very pleasing to see the kind of stretch out and become something out of kind of just this lump of gold that I melted down. I try to keep in mind dimensions and proportions of the actual jewelry itself. I don't want to make a ring too heavy so that the stone looks smaller, and I don't want to make it too small, too thin so it's flimsy. I try to keep in mind like structural integrity and things like that. Sometimes people will bring in like an heirloom piece of jewelry that they received from a relative, whether it be their mother or their grandmother, and the style is a bit outdated and they just want something using those stones. They want it to be a bit more, current or something unique to them. And so from there, we'll just kind of discuss what they want, and then we'll take all the stones out and melt the gold down and start making a really, really interesting ring using metal and stones they already have. I think it's really important to repurpose jewelry and things that we have, like repurposing anything. So if we can use diamonds that have already, and we can use recycled gold, I think that's very important in the process. You want to make sure that you are buying something that like, okay, the person was paid a fair wage to find this gemstone, and I think everyone should want to make sure that their hands are clean, so to say, when they buy their jewelry. I think the most gratifying part to me is the finished piece, because I know where it started. I know that it started with just a wire or just a wire and some stones on my bench, and then I get to see it kind of evolve into this it starts to look like a ring, and then when you polish it or clean it up, then it starts to look like, and then you see the finished piece coming out. Every time I make a piece of jewelry, I'm like, oh, this is nice.